Clara Bennett was 58 years old and finally happy again. After a bitter divorce 20 years earlier, she had raised her late husband's son, Nathan, as her own. She worked 2 jobs, put him through college, and even helped him start his luxury real estate business. Nathan married Lydia, a sharp-tongued socialite from old money, and together they built an image of success, expensive cars, designer clothes, and lavish parties. When Clara met Dr. Thomas Whitaker at a quiet community book club, she never imagined falling in love again. Thomas was 62, soft-spoken, with kind gray eyes and hands roughened from years of tinkering in his garage workshop. He lived in a modest bungalow, drove a 15-year-old sedan, and dressed in simple flannel shirts. He told Clara he was a retired researcher who liked to keep to himself. That was enough for her. After 2 years of gentle courtship, they decided to marry. Clara used her life savings, every penny from selling her small house and years of careful saving, to give them a beautiful wedding. She booked an elegant garden venue with 350 guests, her old friends, a few colleagues, and most of the seats filled by Nathan, Lydia, and Lydia's large, wealthy family. The day was perfect. Spring flowers bloomed everywhere, string quartets played softly, and Clara walked down the aisle in a simple cream lace dress that made her feel beautiful for the first time in decades. Thomas waited at the altar, calm and smiling, holding her hands as they exchanged vows. Then, just as the officiant asked if anyone objected, a loud, mocking laugh rang out from the second row. It was Lydia. She leaned toward Nathan, not even bothering to lower her voice. "Look at him. Seriously? This is who she picked? He looks like a homeless professor." Nathan smirked, sipping champagne he'd grabbed early. Moms always had low standards. But marrying a broke nobody? In front of all these people? Lydia's parents and siblings burst into laughter. Phones came out immediately. "Did you see his shoes?" One cousin whispered loudly. "They're scuffed. My gardener has better." Another aunt added, "Poor Clara. Desperate and delusional. He's obviously after whatever little money she has left." The laughter spread across their entire section like wildfire. Guests shifted uncomfortably, but no one spoke up. Clara felt her heart crack open. She looked at Thomas, expecting him to be hurt, but he remained perfectly serene, almost detached. The officiant cleared his throat and tried to continue, but Lydia stood up dramatically. "Let's be honest," she announced to the entire venue. "This man isn't a stepfather. He's a leech. Look at him. Old, poor, pathetic. Clara, you're embarrassing yourself. And us." Nathan nodded, raising his glass in a mocking toast. To the gold digger who finally caught someone even more desperate than her. The venomous laughter peaked. Someone started recording vertically for social media. Clara's hands shook with rage. All those years, nights she went without heat so Nathan could have new clothes, birthdays she spent alone because they were too busy, loans she gave them that were never repaid. And now this. She pulled her hands from Thomas's, walked straight to Nathan and Lydia, and spoke with a voice stronger than she'd ever known. "Get out." Nathan blinked. "What?" "You heard me. You, Lydia, and every single person who laughed with you, leave. Now." Lydia gasped theatrically. "You're throwing us out of your own wedding? Your family? You stopped being my family the moment you chose cruelty over kindness," Clara said. "This is my day. I paid for every flower, every chair, every bite of food. And I will not let you ruin it." Nathan's face turned red. "You can't do this. We're your only." "Out," Clara repeated. She turned to the venue manager who had already signaled security. Chaos followed. Lydia screamed insults as guards escorted her row by row. Nathan shouted threats. "You'll never see your grandchildren again." While Lydia's father blustered about knowing people who could ruin Clara. One by one, nearly 150 people, Nathan's entire circle, were removed. The beautiful garden felt suddenly quiet, half empty, but peaceful. Clara returned to the altar, tears streaming down her face. She looked at Thomas. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. I ruined everything. You don't deserve this. Thomas smiled gently and took both her hands. You didn't ruin anything, Clara. You defended your dignity, and I've never been prouder. He turned to the remaining guests, Clara's true friends, a few kind neighbors, people who had known her for decades, and spoke clearly. There's something I need to tell all of you. Something I've kept private my entire life. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a small, worn ID badge. Old, laminated, bearing a logo Clara didn't recognize. My name is not just Thomas Whitaker, he said. I am Dr. Thomas E. Whitaker, winner of the Nobel Prize in Physics 15 years ago for my work on quantum materials. I chose to live quietly, anonymously, because fame brought nothing but noise and greed. Gasps spread through the crowd. I own several research foundations, patents worth billions, and homes across the world that I rarely visit. I live simply because I want to, not because I have to. He looked at Clara with deep affection. I met Clara and saw a woman of extraordinary heart. She never asked about money. She loved the man who fixed her leaky faucet and brought her library books. That's the rarest kind of love. Then he turned toward the direction Nathan and Lydia had been escorted. Those people mocked a woman who sacrificed everything for them. They judged a man they knew nothing about. And in doing so, they revealed exactly who they are. He faced Clara again. This wedding is not ruined. It's purified. Only those who truly care remain. The officiant, smiling through tears, asked, "Shall we continue?" Clara nodded, laughing and crying at once. They finished their vows. The remaining guests applauded with genuine joy. Later, at the reception, now intimate and warm, Thomas quietly arranged for a private jet to take Clara to their new home, a stunning seaside estate she'd never known existed. News spread quickly. Nathan and Lydia's social circle buzzed with shock as articles surfaced about the reclusive billionaire scientist they had mocked. Nathan called weeks later, voice trembling with false sweetness, asking to reconcile. Clara let it go to voicemail. She and Thomas spent their honeymoon traveling quietly, just the two of them. He showed her research labs named after him, foundations that funded cures for diseases, and a life of meaning she'd never dreamed possible. And every year on their anniversary, they returned to that same garden venue, this time with only true friends, to renew their vows. Clara never felt poor again, not because of the money, but because she finally had a partner who saw her worth and helped her see it too.